Welcome to Don't Quote Me on That. One day we will have an intro, but today is not that day.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Kalina. Happy Thanksgiving. And welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That, where we kind of talk about movies. Today, we are once again talking about my favorite kind of movie and my favorite movie lately, Season 1 of The Bear. If you hear Pitful meowing in the background, my cat Atticus is not making Santa's good list this year, let us say. So, we're on to episode 5, I believe, so halfway through the season. Interested to see where the rest of these go. I might just kick Elanor off the show until I finish the season at the very least at this point, because I'm really getting into it. And then we'll bring her back. So, she should have been back, or she should be back soon. In the meantime, I'm in my usual haunt. We'll get right into it. You know the drill. Okay, finished what I'm considering to be the intro, because there wasn't really like a clear, definitive end to it. Obsessed with it in a normal way. I really like how I feel like it juxtaposes Sydney with Carmi in the sense that one time, and I don't remember if it was at the intro of an episode, but we got that bit where Carmi, I don't remember exactly what the context was, but basically he was like, I felt like it was very high paced and like stressful in his mind, and he woke up and he was cooking in his kitchen and almost burned his kitchen down in his apartment. So he went to work early that day, and kind of like cooking as both a source of comfort, but a something that they can't separate from this very stressful, stressful, the word I used already, part of their lives. What I think is so I really like that parallel that they made there, and then also the train rumbling. That's like the first thing you hear before there's like, it's the first sense that they target, for lack of a better word, is you hear the train rumbling. And then I'm pretty sure in the last episode we heard the train rumbling as Carmi is like walking out to kind of what looks like this beachy area near the city. So you get that same sort of sound tying the two of them together. And now the two of them are in the kitchen alone. So we're going to see what they're going to talk about. But I really like paralleling their background and their motivations, I'm presuming, and like the different ways they process and manifest, I guess. Like the different ways that manifests in their day-to-day and their demeanor. So yeah. Also, I just really like the, I think it was really good, like, set design. You can tell that's not, like, an adult bedroom. That's, like, Sydney's childhood bedroom. Outfitted now for adult Sydney, who either hasn't been there long or doesn't plan on being there long. I think it was a bit simple and a bit obvious, but Carmi, when they're hearing, like, the pipes, and they go to the bathroom, and Carmi's like, oh, no, I think I know this is, and the toilet exploding on him, did still get a chuckle out of me. Why don't we let facts work in the kitchen? Okay. Does he seem like the most put together guy? No. Does he seem like a willing participant in the madness that is happening? Yes. Sydney's constant, like, I think Sydney's very realistic in the sense that sometimes you have snarky or sarcastic characters. It's not the way a person would speak or like talk to someone else in real life or speak just naturally in real life, but hers very realistic in like the Carmi was like, oh, we can't lose a service, like that's gonna kill us, and she's like, you don't think like toilet water over the floor, that's not gonna kill? Oh, cool. And Richie came in and was making a stupid joke. She's like, oh my god, you're so funny, Richie. Like these responses that, like, at least in the case of Richie, you can't really, like, they're not hostile enough for you to like genuinely be mad at, but like definitely don't hide her annoyance with him. I like Carmi, like her persistence, and I really appreciate her commitment to like saying how she feels and calling them out, but also recognizing that like Carmi's the quote unquote top dog, so not challenging that. Still kind of like maintaining her position in the ranking. if that makes sense. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like thinking of the whole, I don't want Carmi and Sydney to get together. Or I did mention like I did like Marcus and Sydney, but I kind of am backtracking that. I can kind of see with the parallel from the beginning of this episode and the beginning of the last episode, where they're going with this. So I think if they build it properly, I can get behind it. I'm doing my nails. Richie being the HR of that place is just a can of worms all on its own. And then fact taking that is like, ooh, here's my chance to apply for a job. And not like, oh, this is the best this place can do. And it's no secret how I feel about Richie, but him asking fact like what he brings to the beef as a new employee, and fact going, I'll bring heart. And Richie going, you need brain. Unfortunately. Hilarious. They did just get into a fist fight, which takes away from my next point a little bit. But Richie and Fact like going back at each other like, A, I am a hard worker, and B, I'm great on the keyboard. And Richie going, oh no, Richie said he's like, you're a stroke. And he goes, A, no I'm not. And B, I'm great on the keyboard. And Richie's like, A, yes you are. B, I've heard you play, you suck. And just the way they kept going back and forth, A and B, and then he threw a C in there, is so realistic of like, when you're so close. And I think I almost don't want to use the word friends because of the way they treat each other, but like they have to be, because you wouldn't keep people in your life around like that if you weren't friends. But just like that intimacy and that closeness of knowing someone for that well and for so long, because I'm assuming they're kind of like Carmi and Richie, just the way Carmi speaks to Fact and deals with Fact as well. But just the ridiculousness of their statements and how they don't even seem to realize how ridiculous they are, because they're like taking the point and the principle of the matter so seriously. For all the yelling he does, I think Carmi should just lose his mind one day and punch someone in the face. I would like to see it. I'm sure you all would like to see it. And like, he's already like kind of gotten in a half scuffle with Richie. Richie and Fact just like got into it. And while they're close enough, they never get to the point of like trading blows. I think Richie deserves it, because what do you mean you're selling cocaine out the alleyway of the restaurant? And then for Richie to go, first of all, I'm not selling cocaine, I'm just moving it when I have it, which is like textbook definition of dealing cocaine. And first of all, it's out the alleyway of your brother's restaurant, so I can help the restaurant. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. The road to hell is paved with foolishness, which is what Richie is doing. Love is about the effort you put into it. Not to get all philosophical, but love is about effort, and Sugar feels like she's putting in all the effort, and like, I think she makes a really good point, and I don't think it's fair for Carmi to be like, that was really gnarly about, like, when she said, I had a brother die too, you know, because I think especially with the show, obviously we're following Carmi, but it's easy to forget that, like, someone dying doesn't just affect one person. It doesn't, and like, yes, it might be worse for different people and experienced differently by everyone, but at the end of the day, it does affect more than one person. So for Sugar to be like, I had a brother die too, you only come up with, like, you never got back to me about going to the meeting, and for him to be like, I do go to the meeting, and like, that kind of resolved the issue. And then also very realistic with her hugging him and saying, will you come over, will you fight with me tomorrow? So like, they know that's what their dynamic is. It's probably worsened now, emotions are high, but like, siblings, you want that person in your life who you will fight with until the end of time, because fighting with them is just the way you show you love each other. Love is about effort. Episode's over. I feel like it was a little bit of a nothing episode in terms of actual things that happened, but in terms of like giving some background and a little bit of character development without us like having to see the actual progression, it was really good, particularly for Sydney. I think we're kind of veering away from some character development from Carmi, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, but like a lot of that's happening behind the scenes. We know what sort of spaces he's in, what he's working on. Like, we knew he went to one of the meetings, but we just like got some more information that he's been going like 3 times a week. So we know his character development is taking place. We might not know like the specifics, but we know he is working on it. So I like that we're fleshing it out. I think we're gonna get some more for some of the other characters. I also mentioned in the last episode, I think they do a really good job of like giving you information on the characters without like shoving it down your face and giving you too much. So we've got like Marcus, like we're getting some background of him being really ambitious, and now like in this episode we learned he used to work we learned that he used to work at McDonald's. So getting some of that background without it being too much information at once for all of the characters, getting to see some more sweeps, not in any like significant way, but more of him today, more fact. So I think we're like going to slowly start getting more of Sydney. I think they're really going to push Carmi and Sydney, maybe Richie, in terms of story, character development, growth, things like that. And we'll get more side characters in the second season, which is something we wouldn't know if I was watching this like as it came out, but like as I know there was a second season. I'm pretty sure they got cleared for a 3rd season, so excited for that. Like I said, I might kick Elanor off of the show till I finish watching The Bear, season 1 at least. Or what I'll do, if she's got time, Elanor, if you're watching this, which you should be. Okay, it's been hard work recording without you. Have Elanor catch up to where I'm at, and then watch the next few episodes together. So maybe, give you guys another fresh perspective. But thanks for coming along with me and this naughty creature right here. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Don't Quote Us on that. And we're on Twitter at Don't Quote Us 27. I hope everyone had a safe and happy and healthy and filling Thanksgiving. And yeah, we'll tune in next time. You tune in next time. I won't tune in. I'll be recording. Bye. Thanks for listening. Don't quote me on that. One day we'll have an outro, but it's not today.